those 1 to 3 things that we think we're most likely to get. Encouraging charitable giving, that's another issue where the arts are connecting to something else. So something that's really important when we're doing arts advocacy is not to get too much into the tunnel vision. Our issues and our policy that directly have the word arts in the bill are important. But there can be bills on economic development, on education, on tourism, on all kinds of different issues that can hurt us or help us. And we want to make sure that we're thinking of the arts as a broader policy issue and not just our narrow spectrum. So if there's not adequate public transportation to get people to your theater, then transportation becomes an arts policy issue. And we want to think of things broadly in that way. This is the Encouraging Charitable Giving IRA rollover issue, and basically what it does is it makes it so that more people, when they are, leaving a job and rolling something over to an IRA and their IRA, they want to give part of their IRA to charity, it lowers the age of when you can do it. And I can't remember the exact age, but it's like, 55 and a half. It's like at 75 and a half, and we want to bring it down to 55 and a half or something like that. But you can actually look on our website and go to artsalliance.org and click on our legislative page, and it'll give you all the wording, connect you to your legislators. All you have to do is enter in your zip code, and it puts you in touch with your congressional legislators, your state legislators, your senators, and all of that. No Child Left Behind, that's a perfect example of an education issue that had an unintended consequence to the arts. The arts were identified as a core academic subject, and that was great, but it didn't have any teeth behind it. And a lot of us have seen, of course, that the mandatory testing in other issue areas has really hurt arts education, so that's something that we're working on the national level with Americans for the Arts to address. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. This is where you can go to get some more information on the Illinois Arts Alliance and Americans for the Arts. Center for Lobbying in the Public Interest is the organization that I mentioned to you before. Independent sector is also a great resource, and something specific at the national level to individual artists is the Alliance of Artist Communities, and they do advocacy work on legislation that not only works on arts organizations, but for individual artists. So, does anyone, how am I doing on time, first of all? I should hurry? Okay. Well, I guess I wanted to ask if anyone out there has anything they want to ask me, or if you had some kind of empowering experience in advocacy or lobbying that you wanted to share. Okay, well, I must be awesome at my job because no one has any questions. Okay, that's fine. Well, if you think of something later, or if you're too shy to ask in front of the group, I'm very happy to be on stage with a microphone and having a stage to myself. It's my dream. So anyway, but if you're not like me and you're not a total ham and you would like to ask a question, you can contact us, call us anytime, send us an email. That's what we're here for, and we really want to be a resource to you. So if we don't know the answer to an issue or we can't help with it, then we would like to put you in touch with somebody that can. So thank you.
All right, before we begin, I'd like to invite people to come down to the front of the room, and we'll begin in a minute or two, but we want this to be a lively and engaging discussion. So please, we'll take a minute and invite you to come down. I'm hoping you'll be able to ask questions. It'd be good if you could look into the eyes of our panelists. So please, we'll take a moment. If you could come down, that'd be great.
Testing.
We still didn't get too close.
We'll give you another 30 seconds. Okay, great. Good evening. My name is Rod Joy, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Illinois Arts Alliance, a statewide advocacy and service organization. I'm delighted to be here tonight to talk about an issue that's near and dear to my heart, and that's advocacy. I myself am an artist, and I'm born into a family of artists. My father is a visual artist. My sister's a playwright here in Chicago. And I spent the last 6 years, as Lisa mentioned, serving for a member of Congress. So I'm delighted to now join the Illinois Arts Alliance, which is a premier advocacy organization, not just in Illinois, but throughout the country, defending the rights of artists and promoting advocating for additional funding for the arts. Tonight, we hope to have a lively and engaging discussion. You'll have an opportunity to hear from a seasoned advocate, as well as you'll hear from voices on the other side of the desk. We're blessed to have two rising stars in Chicago's political landscape here with us tonight. In a moment, I'll ask that they each introduce themselves and take a couple minutes to tell you about themselves, their organization, their wards, and how they got involved in advocacy and public service. In terms of format, we'll have an opportunity. I'll ask a series of questions, and we'll have an opportunity toward the end of our discussion, about 15 minutes or so, for audience Q&A. So I encourage you to think about some questions you have or comments that you'd like to share. I'll reserve about 10 minutes or so for each panelist to share a parting thought or a closing remark. So I'll introduce our panelists tonight. We have with us Megan Meagher from the Campaign for Better Health Care, Alderman Ricardo Munoz from Chicago's 22nd Ward, and Alderman Scott Waguespack from the 32nd Ward. And at this time, I'd like for Megan to introduce herself and talk a little bit about her organization and how she got involved in the advocacy effort.
Great. Good evening. Again, my name is Megan Meagher. I am the Assistant Director of our Health Care Justice Campaign at the Campaign for Better Health Care. The Campaign for Better Health Care is a nonprofit organization. We've been around for about 18 years now, and we are a coalition of organizations and individuals who are united in trying to fight for a more affordable, accessible, quality health care system here in the state. One of our biggest initiatives is the Health Care Justice Campaign, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to explain that to you. We got together with some of our normal allies, as in